Have you ever felt abandoned or betrayed by people when you realize you weren't as much a priority for them as they were for you? It can feel discouraging not getting the attention and priority you deserve, especially if you've helped people or done favors for them only to get nothing in return, not even credit. I know how frustrating that feels and how hard it is to change that situation, as it feels like the more you try to please a loved one, the more it backfires on you. There are, however, psychological tactics one can use to reverse such a situation. These changes that may sometimes seem small can completely change how people see you and can help you climb at the top of someone's list. Today, we will study the 4 most effective psychological tricks one can use to become a priority for someone else. However, keep in mind that these are complex psychological tricks that must be used carefully, and they can backfire on you or even hurt a loved one if you do not know how to use them properly. Therefore, I must ask you to watch this video carefully until the end so that in less than 10 minutes, you will be able to successfully start a complete change of dynamics with other people. Let's begin. Number 1. Create scarcity. This tactic is extremely effective and relies on basic human psychology. We tend to pay attention and be careful towards what is scarce, and we may take for granted something that is abundant. In your relationships, if you initiate contact all the time, are always available, and spend too much time with somebody, they may start taking you for granted. Creating scarcity will make them value your presence more, whether they realize it or not. This is also a call for you to develop yourself and make good use of your free time. Instead of always trying to see a particular girl or friend and having no success about it, start investing in yourself and go to the gym or do things on your own instead. Soon enough, they will realize they're seeing you less. They may even miss you, and they will start seeing you and the time spent with you as more valuable, because now they know it is a rare and limited occurrence. If, however, nothing changes and they seem happy with the scarcity you've created, then let them be happy without you. This means they were not a good person for you anyway, as they do not value you enough. Don't chase these people. Let them be filtered through this tactic, and instead chase your own goals without them until you find someone who is worth your time and who will value you as they should. It is also important to remember not to go overboard with this trick, because if you create too much scarcity, you can create conflict with your loved ones, as they will think you are ghosting them. Act smart and do not go too far, or it may backfire on you. Number 2. Masculine communication. If you feel like your words or feelings are not taken seriously enough, you need to adopt masculine communication. To develop masculine communication, you need to start making a conscious effort to change the way you speak and write. Less is more. For example, start talking less and be more concise and to the point. Stop over-apologizing and use apologies scarcely, so that they will bear more weight to them. Indeed, if you are someone who tends to easily apologize, then on the day you truly feel terribly sorry about something, your apologies will feel less sincere, because they will have been heard a million times before. Masculine communication is an art in itself, and it may take you some time to adjust. Try not to be too silent too soon, or people will think you are upset. Instead, start thinking before you speak, and correct your tone of voice to sound less emotional and more stoic. Try to erase filler words, useless expressions, and bad habits like stuttering or speaking too fast from your speech. When texting, write less and use less emojis if you use them. Little by little, as you adopt masculine communication, people will take you more seriously because your communication will be more assertive and masculine. This in itself is attractive and will help you become more important in people's eyes. And for people who do not know you, it will make a good first impression and may make you sound attractive and mysterious. Number 3. Create the fear of losing you. This is similar yet different to creating scarcity, and it is just as effective, if not more. Introducing a subtle fear of losing you can make people go crazy about you because you're implying 2 fundamental things. First, that their behavior towards you is wrong and that it may cause a loss, and secondly, that you've changed. This is enough to make most people rethink their entire idea of you and start prioritizing you. To start introducing a fear of losing you to the people who are not prioritizing you enough, you need to be subtle yet direct. This is a powerful psychological tactic that may need you to be a little aggressive in your communication. For example, imagine you're the go-to person for someone who likes to vent at you. You are always available for them, yet they may not always be there for you, or they take you for granted. You could wake them up by creating the fear of losing you through a sudden emotional distance. For example, instead of patiently listening to yet another emotional rant, tell them that you are not available at the moment and give them some time to reflect on the fact that you are starting to be less available for them. You can also try to cultivate jealousy by being seen having a good time with someone else, for example. This is really effective but can backfire on you if you make it too obvious that it is a tactic and can be rightfully seen as being childish and immature. I recommend instead having periods of unavailability to focus on cultivating new relationships or habits, as that will provide for the people in your life a powerful reminder that you are not bound to them and that you have a life of your own, on top of potentially improving your own situation. Number 4, strategic vulnerability. Being vulnerable may sound like a counterintuitive strategy at first, but it's actually very efficient when done right. Strategic vulnerability is disclosing vulnerabilities of yours in a controlled manner in order to deepen emotional connection. Usually it involves mirroring the other person a bit. Share your vulnerability in a controlled and purposeful manner, making sure it aligns with your partner's emotional landscape. For instance, if your partner has shared concerns about personal growth, you might reveal a past self-doubt while highlighting the transformative journey it spurred. The aim is to create a deeper emotional connection by making your vulnerabilities relatable to the other person's experiences. This shared vulnerability fosters a sense of intimacy, as your partner may feel a stronger connection with you based on shared struggles and a mutual commitment to growth. The darker element lies in the intentional use of vulnerability to manipulate emotional responses. By strategically mirroring your partner's emotions and experiences, you're creating a tailored connection that may intensify their emotional investment in the relationship. It's crucial to exercise caution, ensuring that this approach is used ethically and within the boundaries of respect and genuine connection. Misuse of such techniques can lead to mistrust and harm the foundation of a relationship. As we wrap up this video, I must remind that doing too much of any of these will hurt your relationships. But if you apply them just right, then you will unlock a whole new world of potentially successful relationships with the people in your life. And the only way to learn how to use these just right is to try and adjust. Just as with pretty much every new step in a journey of self-improvement, there is a part of trial and error. But think about what you do. Always aim to improve and be smart about it, and you will do just fine. And one last thing, if you found any of this advice useful, subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. I aim to create an interactive and useful community where we help each other. If you want to take part in it, you are welcome to join and comment about anything you'd like. You can, for example, tell me in the comments about any specific problem you're facing, and if I can help you, I'll make a video about it. In the meantime, I wish you success on your journey, and until next time.